Reminder, rational expressions are fractions made up of polynomials. When you add or subtract rational expressions, the denominators must be the same. Most of the time, that means you're going to have to create common denominators by finding the least common denominator. How do you find the least common denominator? Factor just the denominators, but factor every denominator. Then you're going to multiply all factors that all the denominators have in common times any unique factors from each denominator. This will probably be easier to see in an example, so let's do a couple examples. Find the LCD of these two fractions here. Find the least common denominator. First step, factor the denominators. We don't care about the numerator at all. We only care about the denominator. When you factor the denominators, that's what we factored, notice that they both have an x plus 4. So that means my least common denominator is going to be x plus 4 times, this first one also has an x minus 2, and the second one also has an x plus 1. So my least common denominator is x plus 4 times x minus 2 times x plus 1. You don't have to multiply that out. You can leave it written as factored form. Let's do another example. In the second example, factor the least common denominator is, notice again they both have a factor in common. The first one also has a 5, and the second one also has a 3x plus 1. You may want to pause the video to try these next 4 problems. I'll work them quickly for you too. Example D is almost the same, but before I use a difference of squares, I pull out an x. So when you fully factor it, that should be a minus sign. So when you fully factor it, I have 3 factors here. What they have in common, the first one also has these pieces. The second one also has this. I want to show you an example where you find the LCD of 3 fractions. The process is still the same. Factor the denominators. Whatever they all 3 have in common. If they don't all 3 have something in common, that's okay. Anything that's unique to the first one, anything that's unique to the second one, and is not repeated from the first, and anything that's unique to the last one. Usually we aren't multiplying out the LCD, but because this is a 4 and a 3, their coefficients, we would multiply them together. if I had one where the x plus 2 wasn't here, but it was in these two, I would still have x plus 2, and then the unique piece for the first one, the unique piece for the second one, and anything from the third. So I guess when I said it has to be shared with all of them, that's not true. It's just since this x plus 2 is repeated in the other two fractions, we don't have to rewrite it in our LCD. So if you have a factor that's repeated in either of the fractions, don't write it twice in the LCD, unless it occurs twice in one denominator. Last example, let's factor. I cannot factor this because it's not a difference of squares. You can't square root x, and there's no common term to divide out front. So this is my factor. The LCD is this x minus 1 that they have in common, and the first one also has a 2.